What advice would you give to your younger self, whether it be in business or entrepreneurship? Those are the types of stories that we are looking for. We want your story to be included in the next book anthology project sponsored by Mila Johansson from Pen to Publish and myself, 𝗲𝗏𝗏, Savvy Social Pro. So we're doing something a little bit differently this year. We know there's many of you watching this live and having tons of questions around what writing and self-publishing entails. So we'd love to be able to do a Q&A, Ask Me Anything session. I've got Mila here in the room with me as well. And we would love to introduce to you this new book concept. We're having a lot of fun putting it together. And we also have some teaching demos that we'd like to share with you. So that way you'll get some value out of watching this live stream today. And we have some surprise guests and visitors of previous authors, international bestselling authors, if I may say so myself, who are joining us to kind of give us their take on what it was like to write and publish for the first time. So I'm going to bring Mila Johansson up. She is my fabulous collaborator. So Mila, please say a few words for everyone.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here and being hosted by 𝗲𝗏𝗏 today. She's one of my favorite interviewers, and she and I have been really working together on these beautiful, incredible anthologies that we've been putting together. The one that a lot of people who are visiting today with us and we're going to tell you about were in the Cinderella monologues. That bar across there means it's a sample, which is one of the best attributes of Amazon, that they give you samples so you can check your book before you publish it and keep making changes. And so we're going to be answering your questions about anthologies, being in anthologies, and also, oh, hi, Mariah. Mariah's here too. And then also to tell you about our new upcoming anthology, which is also a 12-week course of lifetime training for writing and publishing. You will learn all the nuts and bolts and the resources and the strategies so you can publish your own books for the rest of your life. And you will have lifetime recordings, so you'll always be able to find them and redo them. And I name them each time. Okay, this week we did that, and the next week we'll do this and this and this. And it's wonderful because I realized, even though you could go on Amazon today and publish your own book, there's a lot underneath background things to do, like advertising and when to publish your paperback first, wait a few weeks, then do your ebook, and then there's little launches to go with that and inviting people, and there's a whole thing to it. We'll go over it today, and you can ask any question you want, and we'll try to answer it for you. And I'm just so excited about anthologies. I've been in 2 or 3 of my own. I've been teaching anthologies for centuries, well, for decades, because I taught classes before, and before everybody jumped on and we're doing them, I was doing them in my classes, because if you end with the result of the class, the students love it and get so much more out of it. So I put together several anthologies over the last 20, 30 years in schools I've taught at, and I love doing it. More like chicken soup for the soul. So we're looking for people to tell their business story, like how they struggled, how they decided to do it, what they did, how they found solutions, and then give us some tips. And, a lot of people can bring in their favorite apps. It'll be a lot of fun, and you'll become an instant published author with us doing all the work. So it's exciting. Anyway, back to Olivia.
Awesome, Mila. Thank you for that. And Mila and I go way back to our very first book, which is this one, Heart Notes. There we are on the cover. And this was such a special book project because it came from a summit. So my co-hosts Irma Goosen and Steph Garvin were working together on a series of summits called Sing Your Heart Song. And we wanted to have that momentum continue and involve both the presenters of the summit as well as the attendees come together and write these heartfelt letters to their inner child, to grief, to anger, to love, etc. And so it's a beautiful first introduction into self-publishing, and Mila was there holding our hand throughout the entire process with uploading to Kindle Direct Publishing. And then we worked together in the Cinderella monologues. How thick is this book? I mean, this book is pretty thick. It's like amazing. And we also got this in a hardcover, which is even more amazing. So It's so wonderful to have this, and many of our co-authors are here on Zoom with us. We're going to have a chance to hear from them in just a few minutes, but this was such a wonderful experience to hear everyone's story about overcoming adversity and finding resilience, right? So this is a major, major book. And then in the last class that we had for the 12-week writing publishing program, we produced this, The Stories of Us. We only produce beautiful book covers, by the way.
By the way, we only produce beautiful inside books too. Our books are professional. A lot of that has to do with Mariah Miller, who is here today.
Yes. And look, in the inside cover, and yes, Mariah Miller is here. She is our third musketeer, I suppose you could say, really helping us with our proofreading, editing, typesetting. Typesetting is so integral to publishing a book. And so everyone gets like this beautiful, bio page with your professional picture, your links, your summary, and then of course, like the chapter itself. And so, I want to say, because Deborah J. Hollick is here, and she was not only in the Cinderella monologues with us, but she also went off and branched off. This is what we love for people. Like once you learn writing and publishing, and once you learn this new digital upskilling, you can branch off and be a lead author of your own book. So Deborah went ahead and did this, Live Life and Wow. And book anthologies are so amazing because it really is sort of like a launching pad. Since this book, I've been able to be exposed to so many opportunities. So thank you, Deborah. I never really thought like my story had any sort of meaning. I write about my heart glasses, and she really encouraged me to dive deeper into that. And so I have a chapter about heart glasses. I now have talk about heart glasses. So thank you, Mila, and to Deborah both, because sometimes we feel that maybe our story is not important. Maybe our story is not worth telling, but according to them, it is. I mean, that's your message, Mila, right? Like everyone has a story that they deserve to be told.
Exactly. And it's so exciting because I've been even though I've written a lot of books and I've published a lot of books, I've been traditionally published, but now I'm really into self-publishing. And I've been in as many anthologies as I can be. And I've been in 2 or 3 with a woman from England, and we're publishing another book next week. So I say be in all the anthologies you can be in. But if you want to really learn the nuts and bolts of writing and publishing, join this class. I'll put it in the chat right now. I don't have it there. I have the free gift. Oh, here's a free gift for anybody who might want it. Well, I'll come back and do that. I got Mariah up here. Anyway, so it's exciting. Because every book I'm in gives me exposure, and I don't have to do all the work when I'm in someone else's. I like that. And so, but I also love doing all the work in ours. So do both is what I'm saying. And when you're done with this class, you will know how to put on your own anthology.
Exactly. So Mila, how did you even come up with 12 weeks? For many people, 12 weeks seems like a super long time. And what is this particular format that you're designing in 12 weeks?
Well, the reason is when we did the Cinderella monologues, it took about that much time to really talk to people. We did Saturday meetings, and I thought, they need a lot more training than I thought, on the advertising and their participation and all the things we needed from them so we could do all the work. And so I figured it would take about 6 weeks to write their story and start learning the ins and outs of publishing then. So every week we cover a major amount. Like everyone says, I always give a lot. And then it's always recorded so you can remember it. And I have it in some books I've written. I have this book that I give away today as a PDF, but I give away 5,000 of these before I published it. And so I'm excited because we did it with the Stories of Us, right? The memoir class, 6 weeks of writing. And it took about that. People really needed to rev up. I gave them some grammar lessons. We started talking about publishing, and then it took 6 weeks to publish because you want to get it all in, get your samples, review the samples. There's a lot to it, and then start the advertising. And then the advertising goes on. It's almost like having a child. When your child goes to college, your parenting doesn't stop. So like even next week, hey, Cinderella people, we are doing, just heads up, we're doing the free book giveaway on the 4th. of this next month. I signed up with Fussy Librarian and with you all. And so write that down. It actually starts 3 days before that. But you'll go, anybody can go on to the Cinderella Monologues on Amazon.com and get it for free. And when you do that, it helps us rise up to #1 bestseller. We always become #1 bestseller when we do the free. So that's why I did 12 weeks, Olivia.
I know there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and even after the book is published. I mean, you really want to keep it in the front of people's minds, top of the list, and rank up in those Amazon bestselling status. So there's a lot of marketing and promotion that's involved, and that's where I come in. So I really enjoy that component and really helping you elevate your message through social media and through live interviews, etc. So I'm going to switch screens now to gallery view so we can view some of our guests today. So welcome, everyone. Hello, Deborah, Cheryl, thanks for joining. Danny is here. Lorraine, I know you're there in spirit. Thank you so much for taking some time out and being with us. Marila, our fearless editor, is here. And then welcome, Hillary. So let's see. Danny, since you're here, I mean, you had earned a scholarship to the Cinderella Monologues. Tell us a little bit about your experience. And Dana, you're on mute.
Technology and my inability to kind of be compatible with it at times. So I would have to say, when we talk about Cinderella, we think fairy tales. And remember that little expression, fairy tales can come true and they happen to you, they can happen to you however it goes. And that's kind of what happened to me with the Cinderella monologues, because I was gifted like an invitation from a friend in regards to the Heart Song Summit. And so I had attended that, and Mila was providing a scholarship to, one of the attendees. And I was thinking, as soon as I heard it, I thought, I want that. And it was on my vision board. I had on my vision board, I don't know if anybody does vision boarding, but I had on my vision board, I had that I wanted to write something. And I had a book, but the book had no cover. The book had no title. It was a picture of a book. And my intention was to write something, but I didn't know what that looked like. I had no concept. I had nothing attached to it. So when Mila had announced about the scholarship, my internal compass kind of went ding. And I'm like, I want that in my mind. And it ended up coming to fruition, which was so cool. And then when I got it, I was like, oh, what do I do with it? Because I had zero experience in writing a book or story, and I didn't even know where to start. And I can say, if there was 2 words I can use to really kind of sum up that experience, it was that, Mila, Olivia, Mariah, you guys made it so easy. And I felt very, very supported. We had such a wonderful Cinderella team. To all the Cinderellas that are here now or be watching later on, you are amazing. Like, you are princesses in every sense of the word. And I was so honored and blessed to be, be a part of that. And Mila, looking back when you were saying about the 12 weeks, I can understand why you may have come to that being a sweet spot, because you're right. By the time we kind of think about our stories, write our stories, get together to talk about our stories and get from point A to point B, in order to really bring something to the table that is just got the it factor, it's got everything all into place and checks all the boxes, it probably takes about 12 weeks. Absolutely. So thank you for such a wonderful experience. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better experience. I couldn't have asked for a better team. I couldn't have asked for a better support system, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of Cinderellas. It really was a fairy tale for me. And I just want to say thank you. And, anybody else who gets to work with you is really, guys, is super, super lucky. So thank you for that.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Danny. I see Tammy Radar has just joined us. So welcome, Tammy. And for those of you who are watching, we are live. We are live on all my, social media channels, as well as in Mila's very special Facebook group, Write Your Short Book in a Day. So if you're watching from there, we just dropped an amazing gift link for you. It's Mila's free ebook, 101 surprising tips to promote your book. So be sure to check the comments and engage with us. Drop us your questions in the chat. And then we'll be sharing some links throughout this segment. The link to sign up for this new business anthology is also available. It's also in this QR code screen. Ta-da! So our new book is going to be Accelerate Your Business Success with ... tech tips, power skills, and expert advice for new and seasoned entrepreneurs. So we're going to be sharing with you a little story outline in just a few minutes as another free gift and teaching bonus for you today. And let's see who else we can hear from. Deborah, do you mind saying a few words since you're here? I know your time is, you got a lot of things going on today too.
I do, because I'm like Mila. I do go in several other anthologies, and one of the best things about it is exposure to different people and different groups, and so I do encourage that as well. One of the things I want to say about working with Mila and the group on Cinderella Monologues, well, it was so much fun. First of all, Mila makes learning very easy. She has taught me so much. I have been writing for a while. Didn't realize that I could write, to be honest, until I started writing. All of a sudden, it just starts spewing out. And I had always wanted to, but never really thought I had a great talent for it. And I don't know if I have a great talent, but I seem to have a talent for helping people bring their stories out. And so being in Cinderella Monologues, I learned a lot. I'm going to echo a little bit from Danny about what the great women that we shared our time with. It was wonderful. And Mila is so generous with her time and her knowledge. And, so I strongly encourage people to sign up for her 12-week class. Like, you won't be sorry. You're going to get into a book that is going to become a bestseller. And it's something awesome about being able to say, I'm a #1 international best-selling author. Not everybody is. It's more common than it once was, but not everybody is, and it's still pretty special. And as you get in more and more books, you're able to say you're a 1-time, a 2-time, a 4-time, shortly I'm going to be a 6-time. And, that's very exciting for me. And I've got another book in the works as well, and for one of my own this time. And I want to mention something that Olivia said. She said that she talks about heart glasses. Heart glasses is merely the vehicle that she uses to bring out who she is and what she does. They have become part of her persona. And it just suits her to a T, and she can do so much with it. And maybe some of you listening have something that you use. And as you're writing your stories, I'm going to also suggest that you remember to write that you're writing for the reader. You're not writing for yourself. And that is something that I have found when I was writing my anthology book with the group of people, that people find it hard to let go, right, of what of their own stuff, right? Well, and you got to remember, you're not writing for you, you're writing for your reader. So Mila is going to cover all that and a whole lot more in her class. So that's just, a little tidbit that I've learned along the way in doing my stuff. So I feel it a privilege and an honor to be with these wonderful people. Mariah did a wonderful job for us on Cinderella Monologues. And there's different ways to do things, but Mila just wraps them all together with a pretty bow. So it's great. And Mila and I met on Week of Kindness. That's how we met, on a completely different format. So again, this is what all of this can bring to you. You meet beautiful, lovely people, and you get to be part of their lives after a while. So it's great. And I'm proud to say that she's my friend, and Olivia's my friend now, and Tammy and I go back and we're friends. Like, it's really awesome. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Deborah, you are a writer. You're a very good writer. My goodness. You need a book, a standalone book coming up, but maybe your memoir or something,
Thank you, Deborah, and I love that. So yes, I love what you encourage people watching and listening. Like, what is your vehicle? What is it that becomes your symbol that you can relate to and write a story about? So thank you. Excellent. Cheryl, you're new to our group. Do you have any pressing questions top of your mind at the moment? What brings you here?
Not exactly. I'm just, I wanted to get on there. I think I met Mila through Dr. L. Are you in Dr. L's?
Yes, I am. I love it. Uh-huh.
So, I heard about this session, thought I would join. I'm actually almost finished writing my first book, but I want to say it's not like a full-blown book. It's just a resource guide. So it will, be kind of cheap on Amazon, but I'm taking a course on, it was like a 7-day challenge on writing a book in 7 days. And like I said, it's like supposed to be like 3,000 words. So it's not that difficult, especially when you're writing about what you're passionate about. So, but, I've always been interested in the books where there's multiple authors in there, like what you were talking about. And I wasn't sure, like, if you were just promoting your class or you're promoting the next book. I wasn't clear on that. If you had another idea for a multiple author book.
We're promoting the business book now. We're actually what you're writing in your other book would fit right in, and often, like, when we're done with the anthology, you own your own material and you can even use it in other books once we're published. And so what we're looking for, and Olivia might explain this better, is someone to tell us how they wanted to get in their business, how they started it, what their struggles were, the arc of where they are now, and what they did to make that work, and then what advice they would have for us. And so we are looking for that, and it would be a great book to be in. You'd be published, we do all the work. And Olivia, you want to say a little bit more about that? You always say such really good things.
Cheryl, I'm super impressed. You're already ahead of the game because you are working on a book. And what I find most fascinating is that when you join a book anthology project like this one, it kind of helps fuel inspiration for the other one you're writing. Yes. Because you'll get like that instant, gratification in a way of like, wow, like I did and publish. And it's just an excerpt of what you're already writing to fit into this particular, business topic. And then you'll be able to maybe incorporate that into your longer book, the solo book that you're doing. But nothing else. I mean, it is a launch pad. It is a starting point. It is a stepping stone. So join us to kind of get the creative juices flowing, be in community with other writers, share a piece of your story. And then I believe it's going to really fuel your other book that you're doing. Because sometimes we're working alone, we're writing, we're not having that accountability or guidance or coaching. And sometimes there may be some stagnant periods. I've seen it for myself. I've seen it for other people, but there's something magic about being, several book anthologies that you just get that momentum going. We've done, I've done 6 last year, and half of them were with Mila, but I've got 2 others in the works too. So you just, once you learn the formula, once you learn your writing style, and have an incredible team like Mila Marai behind you, it's really quite just a wonderful, pleasurable sort of activity to get your message and story out there. And to use, I love what Mila, you talked about, so many authors then go on to speak about their chapter, right? And that's a whole other course that you teach too. But so often when we write our books and our chapters in these books, it becomes a sort of a flag for speaking. You can then go on and create, your podcast topics and speaking on stages, etc. So there's that extra added benefit as well too.
Yeah, speaking, and it's a great launch pad. Speaking, it's like handing out a card. And I could see a really short book with your 3,000 words. And I have some ways for you to expand that just so they turn out a little bit bigger, and then you can put it in this book. And a lot of people are using these books as their launch pad for speaking and to sell, because a lot of people are actually making some of their money back from the pretty small investment for what we're doing. by selling the books. So you get to buy as many books as you want at cost. And that's what I do. When I speak in person, everything go personal by the book. It's really, if you book clubs, business clubs, things like that. Any other questions, Cheryl?
No, I'm probably going in reverse because I never thought I would speak on like podcasts or be interviewed. So that's what I was learning, to do. But in my, I don't know if anybody knows about funnels, but in funnels, I needed like a free giveaway. Right. And that's what I'm putting on Amazon is sort of the free giveaway that I'll give away, but I still can sell it. So
that's what happened with this book. This is my giveaway. That's how I got 5,000 emails, because I gave away a whole book. People got real excited. And 3,000 words is substantial compared to someone just giving 10 tips. You're doing great on that.
I'm hoping that the title's called Supermarket Dirty Secrets.
Oh, good.
So I'm hoping it spurs some interest.
That could be your speech topic too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind me. I have to always teach no matter where I am. I come from a family of teachers.
Well, the idea was to put in a lot of cheat sheets, I call them, on all the names of sugar, all the chemicals that you shouldn't be eating, just lists that somebody could go in the grocery store and look at a label, which many people don't. So I have to teach about reading labels, but to read a label, what are the chemicals in there? And that's what this book, that's why it's not going to be a huge book. It's actually part of a boot camp I do. So, it's kind of like a free book here, a paid book here, sort of like part of a workbook type of thing. So it's going to be used in different ways.
I love that. And you're right on. That's exactly what you should be doing. And for your funnels, the funnels, you have to have those gifts, and then you can make a 10 tip one too. You should have about 3 or 4 that you can give away. So you could have 10 tips as an extra one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a journal. I already have the sheets done for the journal. I just need to publish it. It's like a 90-day daily journal.
And that's another thing you'll get out of our class is how to keep your book afloat and how to keep it advertised. It's simple. I try to make it simple because it's a big.
No, you're doing all the right things, Cheryl. That's amazing. And Mila is really, a big advocate for stacking, right? So you start with these modular concepts, right? With your short book, your ebook, your giveaway, etc. And something different that we're doing this time around is that everyone who's involved is going to get their standalone PDF chapter, which you can also use when your podcast being interviewed and can give that as a giveaway or speaking on summits. I love the instant networking that just happens. And so like Tammy just put in the comment here that she would love that information from you, Cheryl. Tammy has worked well with us, not only in Cinderella Monologues, but she was also in Live Life and Wow. Tammy, please share with us your thoughts about what writing and publishing has done for you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hi, Mila. It's opened doors that I never even thought about before. I never thought I would have #1 international best-selling author behind my name. I never thought I would be on podcasts. I never thought that wasn't something that ever entered my mind, right? And so it's the opening of doors. It's the support that you get from people you never knew before, meeting all these new and exciting people and listening or reading about their journeys and what they've done or been through or gone through, and you being able to in turn support them in different ways, whether it be through social media or personally. And to me, that was a big factor with this too. Amila just takes your hand. She literally walks beside you, holds your hand, and helps you from beginning to end. And it's, she gives you tips and pointers, and it was a very, very cool experience. And I'm very, very glad that I got to be a part of this. And I actually backing onto what Deborah said, I actually met Mila through Week of Kindness and Gratitude as well. So it was very interesting. So I'm very, very happy, very proud, very glad that I was a part of this and Deborah's book as well.
Yay. Well, your story is quite a journey, quite a story. Oh my gosh, you're so brave. You're very brave.
Yeah, big shout out to Week of Kindness. We just wrapped up Week of Kindness last week. And so Deborah, Tammy, and I were involved with that, and it was an incredible experience. And, you know, Tammy, I never get tired of hearing your story. It's so inspirational each and every time. And stay tuned for Tender Talks Travel with Tam.
Hey, there we go. Just keep adding on.
Yeah. And that's like what you said, the opening of doors. And there's so many doors that will open just automatically. It's powerful. It's truly powerful.
Very excited to see what the future holds. So
wonderful. And Lorraine, would you like to say a few words too? I know you're off camera, but we see your beautiful smiling picture.
Thank you. Well, I first met Mila because I read an email that I got, and I can't even remember how I got it. And on a whim, I called her. And to my surprise, there's 3 hours difference, but it's not the difference of the hours, the time zone. She answered her phone. And that was such a great reflection of the kind of person she is. Because writing a book is an art and a science. And her responsiveness from that first phone call. I didn't think I would have the time because I have a full-time job and we all are busy. But the Cinderella story really resonated because it was my favorite fairy tale when I was 3, 4, and 5 years old. And it is in my story. And I put it aside and I thought, I can't do this now, maybe later. And then I kept getting pulled back. So I'm really glad to join this. And Olivia, with your heart classes, I think that, well, I didn't expect our community, and it is a community of sisters, has so much heart and soul. And Mariah was wonderful as well, all three of you, you know, the tremendous threesome. 3 Musketeers is taken, but anyway, it was just the support, the focus, because I have written before, and I wrote a book about Hitler being exposed by my former boss, a senator who also ran for president, and that was so dark. But I realized too, it took so much out of me. What I gained from this experience is that I had thought about an anthology, but I don't have the time for even a book of my own. With the anthology, you have that support. People don't have to do it all by themselves. When I did it at night, weekends. I even produced a book trailer, and this was 5 years ago, and never done that before. I write for the government and for Congress as my regular job. So I did want to write something that was passionate for me. The support I got from all 3 of you in different ways. I designed my own website when I wrote my first book, but Olivia, with her social media savvy, that's what I needed. I had done some, but you know, it's the momentum, as everybody knows. You can get passionate, you do something, but to get the momentum going, that's another thing. And the marketing and the promotion, that is an entirely different phase that is very much needed. So you've written something, well, who's going to read it, right? And when I have reached out to friends and fellow authors for my story, I also think about the people that I was recommending it to. I ended up buying it for them. But for instance, as an example, for Tammy, I have a friend who just came down out of the blue, very healthy, out of the blue, with lung cancer. And so it was just, like the universe was in alignment. So I bought it for her. I also had said, and I don't want to go too long, but I also thought, here are 22 women with motivational, inspirational stories, but it's not just for women. In fact, in some ways, men can benefit more from it. I mean, if a man wants to know what a woman wants, they should read this book. And that could be a press release. I had feedback from my friends who showed the book and my chapter to their husbands. And they actually reached out and sent me an email on their own. That was so gratifying. And Deborah's, business is booming. I think that's great. Again, Mariah, very responsive. I came late to the game because I had put it aside, but I think 12 weeks is a very good time frame, because then you get to really think about it. I always think too that whatever you write may need to be marinated or incubated. And I know I left out some things that I later thought, oh, I should have put that in my chapter, but I'm saving it for my memoir. So I think the 12 weeks is a good time. You have a cheerleader with all three, they're responsive. At the very end, I thought, oh, I think I had a mistake in my draft. And I reached out to Mariah, is it too late? And she said, no, it's not too late. And it looks beautiful, the formatting, the copywriting. So thank you all. It takes more than a village. It takes Mila, Olivia, Mariah. So I'm really delighted to be part of the community, and I've made friends, surprisingly. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to say one piggyback on you, Lorraine, what you said was that you forgot to put some things in. Well, that's not the end of it, because a lot of people I know are taking their chapters right now and expanding them into their longer book and using them for an outline. And so you always have time to put more things in. And one great thing about Amazon that I should tell you all is that you can change this into your book. Let's say you find mistakes or things, then you just go in and fix all those, make a PDF. Maybe Mariah could speak to this better than me. Let's put Mariah on for a minute. And then you can keep changing your book and making it better. And you can do it over and over and over as many times as you want. That's one of the great attributes of Amazon.
Oh, I agree with that. I am writing a memoir, but it's going to take a lot longer because it's historical, grandparents and all that, but it could easily be turned into a magazine article.
Yes, and order books. You can put your chapter you wrote, which I love your chapter, and you can take that chapter and put it into a short book, just expand it a little. And she and I met because she worked for Senator Cranston, and my grandmother taught public speaking to Senator Cranston.
That's great. I loved your book. That was another reason for signing on with you. It's just, yeah, there it is. I live in DC.
Every woman read this book because it is about DC. It's about women getting the vote. It's your story about getting the right to vote no matter what country you live in.
That's right. And for promotion purposes, in March, there's International Women's Day.
Thanks for reminding me.
And of course, for heart notes, you probably are going to use Valentine's Day coming up. So
good, Olivia, let's get on that. Let's do something with that. All right. Hey, Mariah, you want to talk for a few minutes to us? Give us some insights?
Sure. What was it you were mentioning? Something you wanted me to talk about? Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Tammy, that's a hilarious comment. That's why I'm laughing.
I know. Tammy just pointed out, like, Mila Olivia Mariah spells M-O-M, mom. And if you turn upside down, it also says, wow.
She is so creative, that one. You got to admit, like, she just comes up with this stuff in a heartbeat.
And to Lorraine, the Three Musketeers is taken, but I think we can call ourselves the Three Booketeers.
We're gonna do it. That's hot. That is hot. But wait,
I want myself with a little pirate hat, and
I love that.
Mariah, Lorraine was bringing up, or I was bringing up, you can make as many changes as you want, and just upload a new PDF once we find mistakes and stuff, even after we're published. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah. It's not always an easy process. It depends what's going on. But yes, you can make changes. And after the book is published, like if we do, find a little typo or something, you can definitely, I can go into InDesign, change it, and then make a new PDF and then upload it. It sometimes is a little tricky depending on what your launch phase you're in. And but other than that, yeah, you can do it. That's the joy of self-publishing. You don't have to go through the whole process again with,
Are you willing to help with that, Mariah? If it's a minor?
If I have the right information, I can.
Oh, okay. I can connect with you later. Okay. Thank you again.
Sure.
Also, when we're doing our book, we have a limit on that because there's so many people in it, but we do make changes to the last minute. Mariah is very accommodating and she's very talented, and she's the one who arranges how the book will look and making our books beautiful. I've put out books for years and years, and I believe in only putting out beautiful books, beautiful covers, beautiful inside. I could never put out a schlocky book ever because I've done so many.
Yeah, that's really important to me too, 𝗲𝗏, because I had years of training in the 80s. I was a typesetter and graphic designer and did a lot of work for art galleries and nonprofits and things. So I was trained by some of the most particular people you'll ever meet back in the day in Chicago when I had my own business. So, I just kind of bring that, things have changed a lot, but I just kind of bring that little aesthetic to, I think self-published books should ideally not look self-published, Oh, and sorry about the cat. I'm house sitting and this is Luna. But anyway, she seems to come whenever I'm talking on Zoom. But yeah, I think it's all the books have looked really nice that we've done, and everyone has, often collaboratively worked together to make that happen. So.
Yeah, and one thing you don't want to do is fight with margins on Amazon. So I really am so appreciative of Mariah's diligence and fine attention to detail to get the margins just right, so that way our pages and colors are not cutting off.
I remember the first time, 𝗲𝗏, we tried to upload something to Amazon and there was a cover. I can't even remember which book it was, but Amazon is extremely picky about cover dimensions to the fraction of an inch. And oh my gosh, I went around with it for hours, and now I pretty well figured it out, but it can be really, not the most user-friendly the first couple of times you try it.
Well, covers are the hard part. That is the dimensions on that. For sure, when we added 3 pages to from Cowgirl to Congress, we had to reconfigure the whole cover. That's the only thing that is a little hard, I think. Yeah. Anyway,
you change your cover or your the number of pages, or even the paper color, because it's a different weight from ivory to white. That changes it. So I mean, yeah, it's fun. It's a puzzle. Keeps your brain active.
That's what we mean when you join this 12-week program. We do all the work for you.
We like doing all the work. Actually, to me, it's like a puzzle, and I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. I love all the aspects.
Excellent. And I want to give a special mention to Amanda. Amanda, you just joined. If you're able to be on camera, we'd love to spotlight you. And how did you find out about us? Any questions you might have during this Q&A? Fire away.
Thank you. My camera is currently not available. I apologize, but appreciate the opportunity to share in. I found out about you through 𝗲𝗏. We were co-authors in the Life After book. Yes, and I've always been interested in, I actually recently purchased I received a 𝗲𝗏's book about ways to promote your book. So I'm really interested in learning more and wanting to do more. I have lots of ideas, but sometimes, we can get lost in a sea of ideas, and kind of lose our focus and starting point, but just want to be able to kind of focus and get more leverage from what I've already done as I continue to move forward and put out new material.
Yes, and keep doing it. You know, never stop writing, everyone. You remember, Toni Morrison only had 15 minutes a day when she wrote her first novel because of having children and working. And she wrote her first novel in 15 minutes a day. It adds up to a book, and then the rest is history, you know? It doesn't have to be long periods, is what I try to tell people. And people get excited about that. They go, oh, I can do 15 minutes a day. And I even say 5 minutes a day will get you there.
Well, and now we can record right into our phones and computers, so we don't even have to worry about writing. You can just talk and you know, have your time. So wherever you are, you know, you're on your coffee break. If you do have a 9-to-5 job or whatever, and you're on a coffee break, you can still write your book. You just, like Mila says, 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there. And Amanda, I'm going to encourage you in one thing. You said you have lots of ideas. I hear you loudly and clearly on that, because I'm one. So I write them down all the time. I send myself notes and emails. I write myself emails to remember and keep them all in a file folder. So you'd be surprised how all those ideas are coming to you for a reason, and how someday they just might come fully together in different ways. So write them all down as fast as you can.
Beautifully put, Deborah. And you know, I keep a file open for every new idea that comes to me on my computer. So then a name comes. Oh, you know, Penelope put it in. Oh, make sure that she does this and that and the other thing. And because ideas come, and my books feed, I'm working on 3 or 4 books at a time, something Olivia said. And so they feed each other. And so I just keep writing, okay, well, God, this one's coming today. I got to write it down. Or it's just maybe one name or one idea. But you see how many, well, if I was sharing my screen, you'd see how many things I have open, tons. But I have at least 10, 20 books going at a time. And I just shove the ideas in there for later, for when the time comes to work on that one.
Awesome.
Very interesting.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you're here, Amanda, because you're in the, we wanted to share with you just a quick document that will help to brainstorm your business story. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And all of you are here. You can copy this link and get it for yourself as well. It's a Canva document. And then if you're watching online, I will make sure to put in the chat so you guys can all have access to it. So wherever you are, if you decide to continue with this and, you know, book a call with Mila to discover more about what is entailed in the 12-week writing publishing program, fantastic. But if not, at least this will kind of give you some sort of document, because I think it's so remarkable that you can document, you know, different milestones and lessons that you've learned throughout your business and entrepreneurial journey. So we're taking a little bit of a detour from the Cinderella monologues and stories of us, like that memoir story type, inspirational type of writing. It will still be inspirational because it's about your business, but, you know, we definitely want to include some of the solutions that you have uncovered and to share with others. So it's going to be really practical as well, too, with advice and expert tips. So let me go ahead and share the screen. And let's see, where did it go? Hey, in one moment, I'm going to go download it again. Let's see if you can share screen now.
Wow, well, amazing. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a very simple guide. Again, Amanda, to your point, there's so many ideas. So how do we streamline? How do we start organizing it? And so you can use this as a way just to jot down some bullet points, ideas. You can even just print this as a guide and maybe, you know, have a new Word document on your computer or a notebook as new things come to you. But really, the story arc that Mila was referring to earlier starts off with, you know, how did you get started? What was the that pivotal moment that said, oh, this would be a great business, or I want to do this business, right? So talk a little bit about that. And then you transition into, so what were some early challenges, obstacles that you encountered? And then talk about what changed for you? What solutions did you come up with? Were there particular apps, digital apps that you utilized, like learned and utilized to help your business to turn it around. I know for so many, like Calendly was a major app, that was downloaded and used just to help people with managing their calendars and all the networking appointments and fall meetings. And then was there a particular power skill? So power skills, we're not saying soft skills anymore. There used to be a distinction made between hard skills and soft skills, but now they're calling it power skills. So things like negotiation, strategic planning, creative problem solving, right? Those are power skills. So was there a particular power skill that you had to learn to help overcome a business challenge? And then, what new innovation did you come up with? Was there a new process or new procedure of some sort that helped to make your business successful? And then where are you today? Where are you today? How is your business growing? Because again, we want this book to be a marketing tool for you. So within your bio page, we will have links so that way people will know how to connect with you, how to follow up with you. And your contact information will be there too. And so we want this to be a very powerful marketing tool that you can use to gain new business, new leads, new clients, new speaking engagements, etc. Ideally, just overall tons of exposure. So where are you today? And what advice and, things would you share with someone that's new or starting out in business? So hopefully this is a document that you can refer to as you're starting to streamline some of all your ideas. And believe it or not, this will help lead into a 2,000 up to 3,000 word chapter that you can contribute to become part of this book anthology. So what I especially love about this is that, sometimes you'll go to class and you may or may not do the material. You may or may not do the homework. How many of you have been guilty of that? You'll come to class, you started really strong, and then, over time, because of life gets in the way, etc. But I mean, this is a program that's really going to hold you accountable because it ends up with an actual outcome. It ends up with a physical product. By the end of 12 weeks, you, no matter what, are going to be holding a book in your hand, right? Because there's no way that you cannot do it with the instruction and the guidance and the one-on-one time that Mila is devoting to each and every author too. You really get that message and story fine-tuned and included because we want your book, your chapter to be included in this book. And something different that we're doing too, which I want to point out, is that many anthology books will have everyone's pictures and everyone's names on the cover. So this time, for a custom upgrade, and we can talk to you more about that if you decide to join, but a custom upgrade cover means your name only and your picture and testimony only. And I think that's going to be a huge win just as you go through speaking and meeting locally at your local places, Chamber of Commerce's libraries or functions. I mean, it will be a great book to have in hand because it will just be your name and your bio on the cover. The inside book will be the same. Inside book will have everybody's information, of course, as contributors, but there's something to be special to say, like, you are the featured author and it's your name, your bio, your testimonial on the back cover as well, too. So I think that's going to be a big draw for everyone coming in. A little bit different. So we want to bring in something
That's
special.
Something you did in another book, right? You got your own cover and you really liked that. That's where we got the idea, right?
I loved it. Yeah. So, I joined, like Deborah was saying earlier, like, you just can't help but be invited to other book anthologies. And it's a lot of fun because you get to learn different techniques, different ideas all the time. And it's really exciting. And I love that idea because sometimes, if you are wanting to create your sell on social PayPal button, it's a lot easier because keep in mind, Mila's going to be the lead author for this book. So it's going to be posted under her name on Amazon. So most of the book proceeds will go to her. However, if you set up a sell on social PayPal button, it will be so much easier for you to sell your own books that way because it's your name and they won't be, they'll just be more enticed. Like, oh, wow, it's your name and like your picture on the cover.
Well, and what I want to say about that too is that, any monies that come in for the book actually really help pay for the editing. Editing is our biggest cost here. So that's a lot of things. But so there's not a lot of money that comes in that way. It's just that it helps massage the cost.
Yeah, so check the comments for the link. We've also put in the chat here today. If you are willing to investigate this opportunity further, we start on February 20th. So classes are on Monday, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And so it's, again, 12 weeks, and we're hoping to launch right in springtime, April, May. But yeah, so please click on the link and book a call with Mila for more information. You're more than welcome to reach out to me too if you have any further questions. And you know, Mila and I both love teaching, and so we can't help it either. And so just as a value added bonus, I wanted to show everyone, I know Tammy's got a QR code up here and so do I. So if you're wondering, like, how do we get QR codes? You know, what is, you know, how are people doing this? How can we elevate your next Zoom meeting, right? With a professional look, etc. I mean, I'm just using a white background and I posted my QR code. So I wanted just to leave you all with this, just another value add as another gift. This is just to show you all the things that you can learn. I mean, we go into a lot of information beyond the book writing and publishing. My own particular background's in LinkedIn and live streaming. So I add in, you know, elements of that. I'll be co-facilitating some of the classes with Mila and bringing in that for you because yes, you can market yourself on LinkedIn as a published author. And so many people forget that point. You know, why not add a line that says you're a published author? There's a section of your profile where you can add publications. So that's another reason why you want to update your LinkedIn profile after you've published your books. So to talk about this QR code, one of the things I wanted to teach everyone in the class is Linktree. So how many of you have heard of Linktree or are using Linktree? Okay, a few of you, okay, already. So let me show everyone out there who are not familiar with it, you know, how you get started. And it's a free app. I mean, it's a free app just to get started. And you may not recognize this, but there is a way to get a QR code off of Linktree, right? So let me just go ahead and share the screen so I can walk everyone through this demo because I think it's amazing. Okay, so when you're on Linktree, it's free to get started. All you have to do is create a sign up. Okay, so go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and log in. If you decide to upgrade and, you know, customize, there's a lot more things you can do with like adding, you know, different color, different templates, different backgrounds, but I made it very simple. I uploaded my profile picture, as you can see, and then all you have to do is add a link. That's it, add a link. So you add a link, you just copy in the URL, whatever it is. So it could be your YouTube channel, it could be your Twitter account, it could be your Instagram handle, it could be your Facebook, it could be your LinkedIn. It could be your lead magnet. Sherry, you talked about having a lead magnet already, you know, some sort of giveaway. So put that on here. And there's a variety of things. And so once you add your URL, you can name it. You can name your URL. So for example, here I've got, you know, grab your free Savvy LinkedIn report card. This is active. So make sure all your links are active. So from time to time, just go through the process and making sure that links are active in working order. I think there's nothing worse than someone's really excited to click on your link and it takes them to an error page. So from time to time, just make sure your links are working and active and they're in order. So here's one that I did for, you know, the report card. There's my Week of Kindness giveaway. This is valid too for all of you here. If you're watching this, you can click on that link. I've got an affiliate code. I've got all my social media handles, etc. And you can go on and on and on. But it's a wonderful tool, I feel, because you're giving people one link. It's your link tree, and it will take them to all these social media sites. So you don't have to put in like a gazillion list of different sites for people to click on, right? It's just one link. And then they'll open up this page and it looks really professional because you can see the appearance. You can also see how it looks here. Oh, they give you this preview here. And then the QR code. So, and this is something that I wanted introduced inside the book as well. So under your bio page, you will have your website link, but then I'm also going to encourage you to build up your link tree and have your Linktree link as well. And then we're going to put in a QR code right in the book here too. So if you go to the share button, my Linktree QR code, and that's where you can go and get this downloaded. You can download as a PNG image, and there you have it. So next time you're on Zoom, just create a Zoom background and paste this link in the corner. And then that will be an easy way for people to get a hold of you too. Just to make it more interactive and fun. But that's where if you're not taking advantage of that yet, it's under the share button, my Linktree QR code.
Wow, thanks, Olivia. That's so helpful. I started mine, but I got stuck in it because you taught us last time in our class, and I'm still working on it. So maybe I'll get it this time.
So was it helpful for everyone just to find out? Because sometimes it is, there's many services that you can create a QR code, right? And there are some that start you off with free trial and then some that you have to like pay. But I mean, if you're already on Linktree, why not just grab their QR code? So
Olivia, is there a cost for Linktree or is it
Nope.
free?
It's free to start. It is totally free to start. Tammy, because I know you've got a little bit of a customized look. So are you on a paid account?
I actually customized in Canva, but yes, I am. I upgraded and went on the paid account. Yeah.
Oh, I can share with you Tammy's Linktree, right? And you can also customize your Linktree URL. So I have mine as Olivia Savvy Pro, right? So you can come with your own name, your formal name like Mila J. Hansen, or make it something clever. So I just go under Olivia Savvy Pro for all my social media. But yeah, let me share with you Tammy so that we can get a look, because there's a lot of things you can do with it. And Tammy, how is it working for you? I mean, do you find it easy just to kind of just make one page of all your links?
Yeah, it is. It's super easy. And then and everybody can see that. And it's really nice because instead of them going to this link or that link or that, it's everything's right there. They click whatever they want to go on, or if they want to see about my journal, if they want to get a free gift or about the week of kindness, they just click that tab and then it takes them right to it. So it's really nice.
All right. And then it's under your name, right? Tammy Radar.
Radar, R-A-D-E-R.
All right, hang on one second. Let's see here.
Yeah, I wanted to say I've been trying to take a picture of Tammy's, but it doesn't do anything.
Oh, it's not working? Oh.
So I may just spotlight Tammy here, because sometimes, you know, if you're small on the screen like that, it's hard to see. But if I spotlight Tammy, see if that works, Cheryl. Here you go.
Yeah, I could open up yours, Olivia, but not Tammy's. Doesn't.
Oh, yeah, mine's there. Just click. Oh, it's because I'm under Beautiful by Tam. Sorry, Olivia.
Okay. Well, I've got this one opened up here. I love this one too.
That one. Yeah, that's mine.
This is yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Tammy's Linktree. And, you know, I love it because it's her color. She customized this with her colors. And look, she's even get your own copy of Cinderella Monologue. Yay!
Tammy?
Good for you, Tammy. Yes, and check out Be Beautiful, book a one-on-one call, follow the Kindness and Gratitude Summit. So yeah, there are some events or promotions that you're doing. Many of you who are doing that get affiliate links, so include that on here as well. You know, keep it fresh, keep it updated all the time.
Wow, that is so cool, Olivia.
Yeah, so I think it's just a hidden resource that not many people are utilizing. And again, it's free. So that is just a preview of all the things you can learn during the 12-week writing and publishing course. So we hope that you join us, you know, and accelerate your business today and help others accelerate your business. I love what Deborah said earlier about you're writing for the reader. So think about, you know, who it is that may be just venturing out into business. You know, what advice, what tech tip, what power skill could you really impart to them and help them become successful?
Yeah, and you know, I want to say too that I was just speaking with another woman, and she wanted to talk about her teaching, and I've been wishing for a teacher. I'm wishing for someone with e-commerce experience too. You know, there's all kinds of ways, because she's taking her teaching. She taught in public school for years and years and years, but now she's coaching, and she's taking her teaching, transitioning it into coaching with the same skills. So that's going to be a really good story. You know, so we're looking for all kinds of people doing all kinds of things. You know, coaches, store owners, you know, just anything, because everybody needs different advice for things. We want to make a big variety so that people can get a lot of help and ideas and tips and apps. You know, now that I'm teaching that speaking class, walking in my grandmother's footsteps. You know, she would teach 2,000 people at a time, sell her book to them. She did this in 1940s, which is amazing, you know, and she taught Eleanor Roosevelt public speaking, Ellen Cranston, and I have a picture of her in a newspaper about them talking about her teaching Ellen Cranston. I think it's in the book, can't remember. But anyway, so there's just, now I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying, Olivia? Sorry, I got on to Ellen Cranston.
We're looking for a variety of business stories. Yes.
Because there's so many ways of looking at it. And then everybody can open the book and go, oh, I can turn my teaching into coaching. Oh my gosh, you know, which I've done. I've been a teacher all my life, and now I'm coaching full time. and I love it. You know, I never get tired of it. It's just tremendously fun and energetic.
And it's open to men and women, right? Men and women, all ages, all varieties. I mean, Tammy, did you think that you can have a cancer coaching business? Like something from as debilitating as your cancer, but you have now become a cancer mentor and you're offering like these tender talks and you're helping people journal and, you know, be really practical too about keeping up with their appointments and wellness and well-being. It's incredible. Like who would have thought that you would go into that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And you don't know where your story is going to take you. And that's one of the things is I hear it so often. You have a story. Everyone has a story in them. It's how you choose to get it out and be able to turn it around and help others go through or get through or whatever it is, the same thing or very close to the same thing that you went through.
Yeah, well put. And that's what you're doing. I mean, for you to help other people probably is part of your healing, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, it feels good.
You know, it's coach, I learn, and that's the thing is sometimes I want to learn. So I used to teach in the classroom. I put a picture on my Facebook today, my other Facebook, of me with in a classroom with 24 computers, 24 people. We're learning Etsy and eBay, e-commerce, and all of a sudden they'd ask a question I didn't know. So while they were doing a task, I'd go on the computer, look up the answer because I'm a teacher. I could translate it so they could get it simply, and then I teach it 10 minutes later. So you know.
And I just love what Lorraine shared. I mean, she had a visiting friend who had lung cancer and was like, okay, I have a book for you. Read Tammy's story. Like, oh my gosh, the impact, that ripple effect that created. It's just so powerful. And so whatever your business challenge is, there is someone that might be going through that and you can help them. You can help that particular person starting out. All right. So as we bring this to a close, I think the number one question that's on everyone's mind is, what is this going to cost? So, what is it worth to you? What is it worth to you to get hands-on instruction for this new digital upskill that's going to elevate your own professional development, career and business, right? 12 weeks guided hand-holding instruction with not only one instructor, but two, and teaching all the ins and outs, like Mila was saying, from formulating your story to the marketing and launching of your book, and then the professional editing services in the back end. So most compilation books, and I'm sure, Deborah, you can attest to this too, because you've been in several, they can range anywhere from like $2,000 up to $7,000. And some of them are pretty limited too, because they only give you like maybe 1,000 up to 1,500 words. And that has been the case for me too, starting out. But for this, Mila has been making this super reasonable, and it's $14.97. $14.97 for the entire 12-week course and ongoing support even after that. Because as Mila says, look, we launched the paperback because we really want to get the book in people's hands and on the bookshelves. Then we launched a hardback. Then we launched an ebook. Then we do all these campaigns, Bus Library. So it's ongoing support, even well beyond the 12-week course. And then, like I think what Tammy was saying earlier, just being community. I think Lorraine said that too, having a professional networking sort of community that we can reach out to, because now we know each other in a deeper, more substantial surface, more substantial level, because we've heard each other's stories and have been through the writing experience all together. And then the custom cover upgrade is an additional $500. So that is your investment for this year. I believe it's well worth it, and we hope that you will join us. Mila, is there anything else you'd like to add in closing?
Well, and also to help pay for it, you can buy the books and sell them yourself at cost. And I think our Cinderella monologues was about $5 at cost plus shipping. And Amazon drop ships them straight to you. And you get 10 books. From being in the program, you already get 10 books anyway shipped to you from me. And I ship them I drop ship. That's a great thing. Amazon drop ships. And you get so much out of it, because also Olivia is going to be doing professional, beautiful, beautiful interviews through live stream for you that you can actually connect to your own YouTube and have forever. And she's also going to be giving you, what was the other thing you're going to give along with that? A recording?
No, just a LinkedIn update. Oh, we also will teach you Amazon author pages. So that's another site that you definitely want to be prevalent on, Amazon author pages. So we'll be teaching you that. And then a LinkedIn class, just a very good introduction to LinkedIn so that we can start announcing on that platform that you're a published author.
Well, we go through social media too. In my book, 101 Surprising Tips, if you go to that book and you want to learn Twitter, and I go through it, I show you blow by blow. This is a class where I show you everything. It's not like formal at all. It's like ask your questions all day long. I'm going to show you exactly how to do everything. I went from 56 followers for like 8 years to 9,000 followers in 8 months by a formula that someone turned me on to on Twitter. And it's in my book. You can just start today, but start today for your books. You know, that's my whole book is about when and how to build hype. And the best time is like the tree one, right? The tree statement. The best time to build hype was a year ago, but the next best time is start today. So you want to build those. And I always say pick 2 social medias, 2 that work for you. Even though LinkedIn is becoming really viable right now and essential, I think. So maybe pick 3, because I think for books, a lot of people sell their books on Instagram and do well. I have not been able to figure out Instagram, but Twitter and Facebook, I'm an expert, and Olivia's expert on LinkedIn and those probably. So we do go through social media because I think it's important as a writer. Even if you start your own Facebook and Twitter and you don't even invite your friends, but you just start using it to blast things out and to participate. There's tremendous support on Twitter for writers. Every day someone goes on and says, I'm going to buy 5 ebooks today. And so here's your ebook. So you put your ebook up and you can sell your ebooks all day long on Twitter with this incredible support. I don't know if it's so good for other things as well, but for writers, there's this huge community, and I go on every day and advertise something. I just put on something every day for 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
Excellent. So we hope that you learned something new today about yourself, about writing, about publishing, and enjoy those tips that we shared. And, please share this replay and with any colleagues who you know might be a good fit for this anthology book. I want to thank Amanda for coming on today. Mariah, thank you. Tammy, thank you so much. Cheryl, we appreciate you being here and asking your questions, making it really interactive today. Lorraine, thank you for your wonderful support. Deborah, of course, your business is booming. We love seeing your evolution. And it's been so much fun to collaborate with you. And we had Danny early on today. So thank you, Danny, for being here. And thank you so much for watching.
My co-author in Life After, right, Amanda? We're co-authors.
Yes.
And that was with Miss Sandra, right? Sandra Jackson?
Yes.
Yes. So big shout out to Sandra. Sandra, I mean, you're doing amazing things too. She has an author podcast. So again, with opening doors, I mean, once you have a book in your hand, you can get onto many author podcasts.
Mila, this is Jason Ridgway. I was actually a co-author, the only male, and I'll be booking something with you shortly. And because I've been working with Linktree as well. I actually have a domain going to my Linktree. I get more people clicking on it since it's a .com. But I definitely want to be able to turn my actual expertise into a coaching, because I already have books out there. So we'll be reaching out to you soon.
Yeah, good. And I remember you and Amanda. Yeah, well, good. Great. I mean, we were on so many meetings together. Perfect.
Yeah. Right.
That's wonderful. Well, welcome, Jason. I'm glad you piped in there at the last minute. So yay.
Yes. I'll be in contact.
One of the things that are so endearing, and I just want to share this really quickly. I know we were going to end like so many minutes ago, but in the Stories of Us, we had a husband and wife team join. It was Marilyn and Warren Atterbury, and so they wrote their chapters individually, but it was so nice to see them together in the class. And then I got to write my chapter with my brother. So we talked about siblings. So of course, it's only right that he was involved, but he and I co-wrote a chapter, and that's been really a beautiful experience too. So yeah, I would encourage both you and Amanda. This would be awesome to have in the class, that dynamic.
Awesome. Plan on it.
Jason, Amanda, email me so we're connected, and then
we will. We will, Mila.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on, for your patience and diligence, and enjoy your weekend. And please reach out to Mila, Mariah, myself if you have any further questions. Thank you so much again for this amazing community. And yes, #1 international best-selling authors is where it's at. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.